on because we don't get along. But we want to get it on because we don't get along.
What up? What up? Oh yeah. Well, here I stand with the mic in my hand, and I will pray to the Lord. I do the best that I can, 'cause in a world where possession is a question of a man's word, but we all have the same nature. So I'm sticking around, and I'll be dropping it down. I'll be kicking my sound as I can smoke it. Never quit because it makes my belly grow. I won't get me out of this one more time, and I say, can you help me? Can you help me get the hell out of here? Can you help me? Can you help me get the hell out? One for the money and two for the show. Three to get ready to bust down. You're doing it. The one for the money and two for the show. Three to get ready to bust down. You're doing it. The boom boom pack of my crew down so that never ever quit. Keep it hitting like a tap with the boom boom pack of my crew down so that never ever quit. Keep it hitting like a tap.
Welcome to another edition of Liberty on Caffeine. I'm Will, the Porcupine Pundit. Detmering, I just wanted to say congratulations to all the folks today that have birthdays and celebrations. It's kind of a solemn moment for me. This is an anniversary of my wife's passing, but not to be on a solemn note. There was another passing of greater significance and note that happened last Friday when I was at doing Friday Night Lights at attending my nephew's football game. He plays for a private school in Georgia called Dominion Christian. And during the game, Marie turned to me and she said, "Hey, look at this." And she had on her phone that Judge Ginsburg had passed away. And now Ruth Bader Ginsburg was very significant in the women's movement. There's no denying that at all. She had a storied career. She did really well with her career. Personal opinion, she probably stayed on the bench a little too long. And this is what's going to be prompting today's show. We're going to be talking a little bit about Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the narrative or myth, as I call it, presented by some people on the left about how we have to handle her replacement after her passing. And just to start out a little bit, I just wanted to talk about Ms. Ginsburg. She was born on March 15th in 1933 in Brooklyn, New York, June Ruth Bader. Every time I hear the name Bader, I just think of one of my favorite actors, Diedrich Bader. And anyway, she did marry a law school classmate of hers. He was advanced in his studies. It was Martin Ginsburg. But she earned her bachelor's degree from Cornell University in 1954 and finished first in her class. I mean, that is an amazing accomplishment. And she married a law student, Martin D. Ginsburg, that same year in 1954. She was the first female member of the prestigious Harvard Law Review. Although she didn't finish up with Harvard, I believe she joined her husband when he had some illnesses and joined her in New York City, and she transferred to Columbia Law, and she was elected to the school's law review. She graduated first in her class in 1959 at Columbia. And her launch into legal politics started in 1959. Right after she graduated, she clerked for U.S. District Judge Edmund L. Palmieri. And she did some teaching in law. She taught at Rutgers University School of Law from 63 to 72, and then at Columbia, back where she graduated 72 to 80, where she became the first female tenured professor for Columbia. And during the 70s, she was also director of the Women's Rights Project and of the American Civil Liberties Union. And she argued 6 landmark cases on gender equality before the U.S. Supreme Court. So her championship really was storied before her appointment by President Carter in 1980 to the U.S. Supreme Court of Appeals in the District of Columbia. She really did have a major career, but she, it can be debated how her career went on with some of her decisions and writs while on Supreme Court. I'm not qualified in any way, shape, or form to comment on those because I don't have a law degree. I don't have any experience in practicing law, and I leave that to the better minds on that. I do have some opinions on some of the verbiage that she used, for instance, in her dissent on Bush versus Gore. That was the I believe that was the hanging Chad controversy and the legitimacy of his election. But that being said, let's get back to the Constitution. Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution outlines how the executive branch and the President of the United States has the in his powers of the presidency to do appointments and to make the appointments for the Supreme Court. All the president can do is put up the nominees. Then the nominees have to be passed by the Congress. Sorry, I'm getting so delayed here, trying to put my thoughts together. I'm still doing a little bit of lag from my travels to Georgia and Tennessee, so I'm still trying to get my land legs back here in South Carolina. But anyway, getting back to it, the amazing thing is we've seen so many things on Facebook about Ruth Bader Ginsburg's dying wish, and rightly so. A lot of people have pointed out that there's no dying wish clause in the Constitution. From my readings and some things, it may have been that she did wish that her replacement was made with a consideration of how she was and so on. But it did seem like she was very concerned about her legacy and how history would find her. And she may have played a little too fast and loose with it. Why I'm saying that is that she had an opportunity, and it was thought that she would probably be retiring during the Obama presidency. So she had an opportunity to do that. She did have health problems during that time. She did have some other concerns. She started her absentees 2 years before he was out of office. However, it does appear that she had played her hand, that she wanted to go out during what she thought was and predicted to be the first female presidency. And I think, I don't know that for sure because I can't be a mind reader to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but it does seem from some letters and conversations that she had prior to the election and her reactions after the overreactions, actually, after the election and the results. And I think that her narrative that she was trying to write for herself didn't come out. And again, that's no fault of anyone's. That's just how life happens to be. She could have gone out and had a very progressive liberal person replace her during the Obama presidency. It would have been a certainty, but instead she decided to roll the dice and unfortunately lost. I know that they're going to try to tilt the table and fix the dice and see if they still can get somebody in there that's a progressive liberal, but it's not going to happen. Again, we're going to go back to Article 2 and Section 2. The nominees are going to be brought up, even though they start kicking the football around in Congress. He can have a list, and they will have to go through his list. Now, whether they decide to really go bizarre and knock down everybody on his list, hoping that they get their candidate into the executive branch and then therefore pass it. Again, that is playing with Ruth Bader Ginsburg's football, because we don't know on November 3rd how the House and Senate races are going to play out for any of the parties that are involved. So that being said, the American people, where does that leave us? Okay, in my estimation, we have, we've got a lot of homework to do. There's going to be, we're going to have to, go out and get our electorates in the House and Senate to voice our opinions and how we're trying to support and get these things out for our benefit. We want to be reflected in the Supreme Court. Do we want a traditionalist, being someone who is going to stick with the Constitution as intended by the founders, or are we going to get one of these progressive interpretivists, somebody who's going to interpret how society wants the Constitution to be reflected in today's norms, which is very dangerous, because that's, from my reading, akin to populism. And you can't go with populist ideas and norms, especially when governing society, because it does lead to a lot of chaos. When you go with populism, they have unintended consequences at all times. All times. It's not just a sometimes. It's an all time. And again, with populism, tends to be an overreach of government, and in the name of either protection or something else that's going to be taking away individual rights and liberties. So if you can, give comments, give me some feedback, and let me know what you think about this upcoming turmoil and tumult that's going to come with getting this new appointee to the Supreme Court. I'd love to hear some of your insights. I know some of you guys are real big on the Constitution. You have insights as to who some of the nominees might be. You have maybe some insights into the strategies that are going to be used to defeat the nominees that are going to be coming out, and how they're going to try to kick the football down in past November into 2021. Because I think it took over 2 months, or at 2 months, to get our last nominee into his position in under the black robe. Anyway, I've really enjoyed having this. I hope to be able to get a few more of these shows coming out. As you can see, the format's changed a little bit. I want to thank the people from StreamYard to helping me try to get this new electronic format launched. Again, your contributions have been great. This is some of the things that have happened from your contributions. I've got some exciting news that'll be coming up, but I'm going to wait until after the November 3rd elections, because, oh gosh, I could so easily be the next representative in the House 107, right? Especially with my huge budget. But I just hope a lot of people go out and speak their mind with their vote. And I do encourage those people in 107 to look into my candidacy. And if they do, go ahead, make sure you don't click just the blue or the red button and vote straight tickets, but go ahead and try Liberty for a change, and try a Libertarian for House Seat 107. It could be a historical change if you put somebody in who is a third party. And maybe that's the type of thing that we can kick off for the Myrtle Beach area to get some notice from Columbia, to get some of our money back that we've been paying in for all these years. And maybe to slow down the pipeline of all the money that's being pushed in and out. But anyway, I talk too much. Let's see if we can get back together. My schedule's been kind of wonky, so I don't know if I'm going to be coming out and making a broadcast on a Friday or a Saturday of this coming week. I think it's going to still be on Saturday. Let me check a little bit to see what's going to be happening. Yeah, it will be October 3rd. I'm hoping and praying to get another broadcast of Liberty on Caffeine. If somebody has an idea of what they'd like to see, please let me know. I'd love to do that. I have a few people that are in the hopper I'm trying to get as guests, but our schedules haven't meshed up just quite yet. So we're going to try to get those interviews underway. They should be pretty good, by the way. Haven't heard back from my buddy Graham, so we'll hope to see that he's recovering well and everything's going well with him. And after this, I just hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And let's hope that we can keep the Liberty themes going. And anyway, have a great time. Thank you for joining me with Liberty on Caffeine today. And join us next week. Thank you.